Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered why some businesses skyrocket to success while others, with seemingly great ideas, just crash and burn? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the silent killers of entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about the 10 most costly mistakes that cause businesses to fail, and more importantly, how you can avoid them. This isn't just theory. This is real-world advice that could be the difference between closing your doors and celebrating your 10th anniversary. So grab a notebook, because you're going to want to remember this. Let's dive right in with the first major pitfall. No real market need. It sounds obvious, right? But you'd be shocked at how many people build a product or service they're passionate about, without ever stopping to ask if anyone else actually wants it. They get so caught up in their own brilliant idea that they forget the most fundamental rule of business. You exist to solve a problem for a customer. It's not about what you want to sell. It's about what people are willing to buy. Before you invest a single dollar, do your homework. Talk to potential customers. Run surveys. Create a simple landing page to gauge interest. Find out if the problem you're trying to solve is a real pain point or just a minor inconvenience. If nobody is losing sleep over this problem, they're probably not going to pay you to solve it. Mistake number 2, and it's a big one, running out of cash. This is the official cause of death for so many startups. They miscalculate their runway, spend too much too soon, or just fail to manage their cash flow effectively. You might have the best product in the world, but if you can't pay your bills, your employees or your suppliers, you're out of business. It's that simple. The key here is financial discipline. Create a detailed budget and stick to it. Track every single dollar going in and out. Understand the difference between profit and cash flow. A company can be profitable on paper but still go bankrupt because all its cash is tied up in unpaid invoices. You need to be obsessed with your cash position and always have a plan for how you will keep the lights on, especially during the early lean years. Next up, mistake number 3, not having the right team. Steve Jobs famously said that the first 10 employees are the most important, and he was absolutely right. The people you bring on board in the early days will define your company's culture, work ethic, and ultimately, its ability to execute. Hiring your friends because it's comfortable or hiring cheap because you're trying to save money are classic recipes for disaster. You need a team of players who are not only skilled but also share your vision and passion. They should be people who challenge you, bring different perspectives to the table, and are resilient enough to handle the roller coaster ride of a startup. A weak team will fumble even the best ideas, while a strong team can pivot a mediocre idea into a massive success. Don't compromise on this, ever. This leads us directly to mistake number 4, getting outcompeted. It's a jungle out there, and if you're not paying attention to what your competitors are doing, you're going to get eaten. Many entrepreneurs fall into the trap of competitor blindness. They're so focused on their own internal world that they completely ignore the market landscape. You need to be constantly aware of who your competitors are, what they offer, how they price their products, and how they talk to their customers. This doesn't mean you should blindly copy them. It means you need to understand their strengths and weaknesses so you can find your unique advantage. What can you do better, faster, or cheaper? What underserved niche can you dominate? Ignoring the competition is like driving blindfolded. You might be fine for a little while, but eventually, you're going to crash. Mistake number 5 is a subtle but deadly one: poor marketing. You could have an amazing product, a stellar team, and plenty of cash, but if nobody knows you exist, none of it matters. Marketing isn't just about running a few ads on social media. It's about understanding your target audience on a deep level. Where do they hang out online? What are their pain points? What language do they use? A huge mistake is trying to be everywhere and talk to everyone. You end up with a diluted message that resonates with no one. Instead, you need to find your ideal customer profile and focus all your marketing energy on them. Find the 1 or 2 channels where they are most active and go deep. Master that channel. Create valuable content that helps them, entertains them, and builds trust. Marketing isn't an expense. It's an investment in your company's growth. Now for mistake number 6, not pricing correctly. Pricing is one of the hardest things to get right, and it's where many businesses stumble. Price too high and you scare away customers. Price too low and you leave money on the table, devalue your offering, and may not even be able to cover your costs. A common mistake is to base your price solely on your costs or what your competitors are charging. A much better approach is value-based pricing. What is the value you are providing to the customer? How much is solving their problem worth to them? Your price should be a reflection of that value. Don't be afraid to experiment with different pricing models and tiers. Your price isn't set in stone. It's a strategic lever you can and should adjust as your business and the market evolve. Let's talk about mistake number 7, a bad or non-existent business model. Your business model is simply how your company plans to make money. It's the engine of your entire operation. You might have a great idea for a product, but if you don't have a clear, scalable way to monetize it, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Are you going to be subscription-based? A one-time purchase, a freemium model, advertising supported? Each of these has different implications for your costs, your marketing, and your team. The mistake is not thinking this through from day one. You need a model that is not only profitable, but also sustainable and scalable. You should be able to clearly articulate how each new customer contributes to your bottom line. Without that clarity, you're just throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks. Mistake number 8 is ignoring your customers. In the early days, you're desperate for customer feedback. But as you grow, it's easy to become disconnected. You get busy with operations meetings and putting out fires. You start looking at spreadsheets instead of talking to people. This is a fatal error. Your customers are your single greatest source of truth. They will tell you what's wrong with your product, what features they want next, and why they might be thinking of leaving you for a competitor. You need to build systems to constantly collect and act on customer feedback. This means customer support isn't a cost center. It's a research and development department. Make it easy for customers to talk to you. And more importantly, show them that you're listening by actually improving your product based on their input. The moment you stop listening is the moment you start dying. We're almost there. Mistake number 9, losing focus. The world is full of shiny objects, especially for entrepreneurs. A new market opportunity here, a new potential feature there. It's tempting to chase them all. This is called shiny object syndrome, and it's a focus killer. When you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. Your resources get spread too thin, your team gets confused, and your core product suffers. Great companies are defined by what they say no to. You need a clear vision, a North Star, that guides all of your decisions. For every new opportunity, you have to ask, does this get us closer to our core mission? If the answer is no, you have to have the discipline to walk away, no matter how tempting it seems. Focus is a superpower. And finally, the 10th and perhaps most personal mistake, founder burnout. Building a business is a marathon, not a sprint, but so many founders treat it like the latter. They work 18-hour days, sacrifice their health, neglect their relationships, and wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. But you can't pour from an empty cup. Burnout is real, and it will destroy your ability to make good decisions, lead your team, and be creative. It will make you resent the very business you once loved. You are your company's most important asset. You have to protect that asset. This means setting boundaries, getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, and having a life outside of work. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's a strategic necessity for the long-term survival of your business. So there you have it, the 10 costliest mistakes that can sink a business. From not having a market need and running out of cash to having the wrong team, poor marketing, and founder burnout. It's a minefield out there. But the good news is all of these mistakes are avoidable. By being aware of these pitfalls, you can navigate the entrepreneurial journey with more confidence and dramatically increase your chances of success. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content on building and growing a successful business. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What's the biggest business mistake you've ever seen or made? Let's learn from each other. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.